everybody? This is your girl CC with Where It Begins magazine, and I have a special guest on the line with me today. I'm gonna let him introduce himself and who he is and what he does.
Okay, I go by a lot of names. Some know me as Devin. That's my formal name. Some people know me as D Dot, the Dot Man. I used to be a DJ back in the day, but today I am the CEO and co-founder of Ambition Worldwide. We are a clothing brand based out of New York, and we've been doing this since 2013.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about it. How did it get started, and how did you even choose that name? What's the meaning behind it?
Actually, so my co-founder actually came up with that name, and at the time I was just a freelance graphic designer, and I was still trying to find myself. I felt like I just got out of college, and I was freestyling and doing whatever I needed to do to make ends meet, but I also felt like I could provide a little bit more. So he came to me, and we were good friends since high school. He gave me two options, and he said I could either join in to, kind of just be a straight designer, come up with a few things, we break bread, and we move our own way, or I could come in as a partner, And so I chose the latter, and I decided to be that.
Awesome. Wow. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Yeah. I'm very proud. But what makes your brand different than other brands? What makes your brand more unique?
I think I have a unique point of view with the world, and I feel like, especially coming from New York, it's a super competitive city to come up in, and oftentimes a lot of us are very divided, and I wanted to kind of like break that up with positive messaging. And so our original name was actually Ambition Apparel. I eventually got away from that in 2018. And, I think it's something that's not specific to New York, but I think now more than ever, we all can use a little bit of uplifting, but also be fly at the same time.
Okay. Well, how do you come up with your ideas? How do you come up to give the fans or should I say supporters what they're looking for?
Well, I'm a student of the game, and, I've always been one to be aware of my surroundings. And so I take a lot of influence from everything. It doesn't have to be, it could be other brands. It could be conversations that I have with other people. And, even like social media, when it's used right, you could find yourself being influenced by, the right people, and so I kind of like gain influence from a little bit of everything. I've always been into fashion. And so, the whole streetwear thing before it was like even a thing, I remember, like maybe 15-ish years ago, even 20, you could go way back. But, I'm born in 1990. So like, I would say that's when I got like the most of my influence from. And, I was like a big sneakerhead and all that stuff back in the day. I can name a whole bunch of brands that influenced me. And so I try to incorporate the things that influenced me when I was growing up to today and try to make it where it's not dated and something that's a little bit more timeless.
I got you. Wow. Wow. But where do you see this brand in the next 3 to 5 years? Like, what do you see it actually being in?
3 to 5 years? My goal is to be in major retailers. Big shout out to the boutiques that I'm already in, All Star Players, All the Right. Shout out to Last Pack and Yonkers. Good people's up that way. But I could see it either in like a Nordstrom or, Bloomingdale's, Urban Outfitters, that's what I'm looking at in the long game. Realistically, I don't really want to have my own boutique, but, if I have the right people around me, we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, you should want to have your own thing so that, people can come and actually do the visual like in stores. And then if you put it in the right location, it would definitely go worldwide like you wanted to be anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what I can actually add is I do plan on doing some pop-up shops to kind of provide that experience. Okay. So, I got one space that I'm looking at in Brooklyn. I'll probably do, I don't know if it's going to be a weekend thing or a full week thing, but that's definitely going to be happening at some point, maybe early next year, possibly springtime, but we'll see. I also might be doing something down in Atlanta too, because I have a few connections out that way, and I'm going to be feeling some stuff out. I can't really say anything's for certain, but I'm always keeping my ears peeled, basically.
Okay, well, if you
Yeah,
come to the A, I'm a big supporter. Just let me know, and I'll get some
yeah.
people to come out and support, and we'll definitely come out and
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes. But working in this field, what do you think has been some of your biggest challenges?
The biggest challenge, definitely one of the biggest challenges, is not more so what you bring to the table, but it is definitely who you know kind of game. And I learned that very, very early. And so, I mean, unfortunately, that's just kind of like the way things are going with the industry. And I think it also could apply to, you guys too, because I would imagine like you guys might need certain influencers or a certain level of star power to really like, bring in, that client base, right? So it's not even, it used to be like people wanted to wear stuff that no one heard of because everyone always wanted to be first. Nowadays, it's more like people just want to be a part of something. It's part of a movement, or they wear something because it's associated with somebody. So kind of that's been like a huge learning curve in my first year. And I count this year as my first year because this is my first year doing this full time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, look at you.
Yeah.
And I always say the saying that you just said is people that you know, but I feel like I go with the other one. It's not who you know, it's who know you. So that's how I look at it.
True.
Nowadays, it's like who know you these days, because you can
Mm-hmm.
know a lot of people. That don't mean that they're gonna put you on because you know these people, but who know you, it might be a little bit differently, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To say, hey, I know she does da 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 da, or he does da 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 da. He can make you some shirts. He can do this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's true. That's
I like
true.
that saying. I like that saying. But what advice can you give to others that want to start their own brand at also?
I think my advice would apply to any medium, honestly. It doesn't have to be a clothing brand per se. But you definitely want to make sure that you have a realistic budget. You want to set a business plan so that way you're not scrambling halfway through. And that's going to save you a lot for the second year around. Most businesses don't actually make it out of their first year.
That's facts. But I know the holidays are coming up. Do you have any specials going on for the holidays?
Well, I do have something going on for the holidays. I may do like a little bit of some kind of a sale for a few pieces that we already have and some of our hottest items. So I want to make sure everyone gets that. I think that's what I could pretty much say for holiday. My focus right now has really been working on for spring for next year already. I got 2 collaborations I'm working on right now. And so, we're trying to get all that stuff in motion.
Okay, well, I know we talk about the business side, so I always like people to I like to ask personal questions, not too personal, but kind of get people to know who you are. So what are some of your other hobbies?
Oh man, I got a lot of hobbies, man. Lately, I've been like, my second home has been Home Depot, honestly. I've been doing a lot of like, I love like doing home restoration type stuff. I'm a huge, car fan. I like video games. I'm Team Xbox over here. I used to play. I've been a PlayStation head for a while, but that was up until PS2. After that, that was pretty much it. What else? I mean, I'm watching a lot of movies, watching TV. There's a lot of good content out right now. I'm actually watching, what is it? What's the name of that show? I'm watching this show called You, that's on Netflix. I've been kind of like into that, but I also like the other shows like, Boardwalk Empire, I love The Wire. I even loved, I don't know if you've seen Lovecraft, big shout out to Michael K. Williams, he unfortunately, just passed this year too. He's a good dude. I actually met him a couple of times as well, and super, super humble, very down to earth, but yeah, I'm dabbling in a lot.
I got you. Well,
Yeah.
what would you say would be one fun fact about yourself other than playing games and running to Home Depot?
Yeah, I think the Home Depot is definitely like the most random, right? Fun facts about me.
Yeah, fun fact.
I'm actually. That's actually a tough question because I feel like I never really think about all the things that I'm into like that. We'll get back to that one. Let me think on that one.
Okay. And I have one more personal question. Like, out of all the places you've been in the world, what is your most memorable one?
Oh man, I would definitely say, I've been to London and all that stuff. I've done Miami for Art Basel, which is going on right now. But definitely the most fun trip for me was my trip to, and I'll bundle it all together. It's like between LA and San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the reason is because at the time, I probably was about 24, 25. We went with a group of friends, and that trip was just like, it was a ton of fun. We felt free from all of the stresses that we had going on, in New York. And at the time I was at an ad agency, and my responsibilities were really, really high, and so I was just kind of like always on, definitely doing more than 40 weeks an hour. And it just having a good time and just sleeping in, all that good stuff. There was the beaches, the party spots, the drinking, all that.
I got you. I would think that because I know you said you went to London just now. How was London?
London was cool. London was dope, but London for me, and I think it's really because it's a New York thing. Like London just feels like New York, only it's older and people have the accents, But yeah. London was definitely a lot of fun. I did go in the wintertime. It was probably like January, February, so that probably impacted the trip itself. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. We even went to kind of like the countryside, which is further up north. It kind of looks like you're in like a Harry Potter movie or something up that way. A lot of cottages and old castle looking things. Yeah.
Okay, I've never been to London, so that's gonna be on my bucket list right there.
I recommend
to experience it. But earlier you said that you're into fashion. So what are your top 3 stores that you like to shop at?
Top 3 stores. Oh man, that's really tough. Honestly, I really like my favorite store right now. Like I like the basics, honestly. Like as far as denims, like I would put Levi's above everybody, but I do like other brands too. I like G-Star, I like a lot of the up and coming brands that are also out of my price range, like I don't know, Rude, I like Off-White, RIP Virgil, I'm liking what Pierre Moss is doing right now too. Okay. It's a lot of cool brands out there, but yeah, like as far as like the everyday shopping, I'm super basic. Like definitely Levi's. I'll even buy some stuff from Uniqlo. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha. But how do you keep up with the trending of the clothing and everything? You think that your company would do some TikToks and kind of show it off, because that's the new thing these days.
I'm trying to get into TikTok.
Okay.
I'm definitely one of those people that like, I really like to, I would rather just focus on one platform. So like definitely our main platform is Instagram. Okay. And, obviously Instagram has used a lot of functionalities of other companies coming up, Snapchat, they're not around anymore, Vine, you know, and obviously, you know, TikToks too. We are on TikTok, by the way. There's not much up there yet. But you know, we're on there, you know. So, you know, I just try my best to kind of like get out of my comfort zone and, you know, evolve with the times. And I feel like today more than ever, you know, it's evolving at like a crazy fast pace, you know. So I honestly don't know what social media is going to be in a year.
Facts. It
You know?
changes all the time. I understand that. But what has been your biggest accomplishment so far in your career?
Oh man. So my career in fashion, I would say, definitely, you know, getting featured on Esquire, pretty much like less than 6 months in of doing this full time. You know, my more recent accomplishment was, you know, getting some stuff out to 50 Cent. You know, we got that photo up there. You know, big shout out to him. You know, and it was also a special. It's special because he's from Queens, just like me.
Right.
And so, you know, that was a really, really big moment for me, for sure.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
you know, I love 50. I done read a couple of his books. It's very motivational and inspiring. So if you never read his books, you might want to read it.
I'm going to get on it.
Yep. Yes. They're really good. They're really good. But I might have 2 more questions for you, and then we'll go into my fun fact questionnaire that I like to do at the end. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Honestly, I think it's really, the best piece of advice was really, you know, everyone is going to be in their best interests, and a lot of people are going to do things to try to deter you. But you just have to keep going. You know, you have to be your number one supporter. No one's going to support you if you don't believe in yourself.
Amen to that. I'll take that advice.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day. But what is one message you would like to tell your fans or your supporters right now?
Well, I would love to thank them for one, because it's not easy being an entrepreneur at all. And, you know, I think with social media, oftentimes we get conditioned to see people's wins. And, you know, it's not always going to be the highs, you know, it's always going to be lows. It'll probably be more lows than highs, but it's the highs that make it count, you know? And so the support that I get from my friends, you know, customers that have caught on to what we're doing, you know, this whole movement. I just want to thank all of them, because if they weren't supporting me, I wouldn't be where I was right now.
Okay, all right. Those are facts, and you know, I'm a fan now. I always tell everybody that when I get to meet you, I like to support and everything else. So definitely a fan now. But I have these questions I want to ask. It's a little game. I don't know what to call it. It's not really trivia. I like to call it my little fun fact WIB stuff.
Okay.
So the first one is, I'm gonna read it out.
All right.
If you could travel to any year in a time machine, what year would you choose and why?
Oh man. And it has to be fun though, right?
It has to be a fun year?
Be a fun year. Like, should it be a fun year or not?
No, you can pick any year you want to do. Like when I ask this question, some people like to go back, some people like to look into the future, you know. So if just personal to you, if you could travel to any year in a time machine, what year would you choose and why?
If I could travel back, I would go back to 2018. And the reason is because, you know, so my good friend of mine who started the business with me, unfortunately passed away that year, really early. And I would love to go back to that time to talk to myself and my friend, to show them how far we were able to take it in just 1 year of just going hard at it. You know what I mean? And, you know, maybe even to do something to change the trajectory. But I do know that a lot of the times, I'm not going to say everything happens for a reason, but when you do certain things like that, you know, it could take away some of the meaning. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, I'm doing this for both of us. So that's what
Amen to
I would
that,
just
and
like to be.
prayers too.
Yeah.
Prayers.
Thank
It's
you.
hard losing someone close to you. So I definitely send my prayers your way. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, if you could be a part of a family on any TV show, which family would you choose and why?
Oh man. To be part of a family.
And look, you had named all those TV shows.
I
I was
know.
like, yeah,
I don't
this
want to be in
question
those
gonna be
families,
good
though.
for him.
I don't want to be in any of those families. If I could be in any family, honestly, you know what? I would probably want to be in I probably pick the Fresh Prince. You know why? Because, you know, Uncle Phil, James Avery's character, had like so much wisdom. Like I feel like there'd be a lot I could learn from him. I'd definitely be getting along with Jeffrey for sure. And then, I'll be able to kick back in the big mansion too. Oh?
Right. I love the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Definitely.
Yeah.
And one more. If you could trade places with one person for one day, who would it be and why?
Trade places. Oh man.
One day, just one day, 24
Just for a
hours.
day, right? Honestly, if I could trade places with anybody, I'd probably trade places with the mayor of New York right now because they're not doing a good job right now. I feel like in a day I could get a couple of things done, or at least change it in the right way.
I got you.
Yeah.
But before we get off this interview, tell everybody where they can follow you.
All right, what's going on? So you can follow me at Ambition Worldwide. That's on Instagram, TikTok. You can follow me, the Dot Man, that's THADOTMAN, on Instagram as well. I'm always doing kind of like a behind the scenes kind of a thing, and I always do little cryptic kind of posts in my stories. It's to kind of like foreshadow what I have coming up, as well as my creative process as well. And I think that I also can kind of like show a little bit of my goofy side every once in a while too, and I want people to get to know me.
Facts. Well,
Yeah.
I definitely want to say thanks for interviewing with us today. Like I said, you gain a fan with me. Keep building, keep progressing. I wish you much success for 2022. And thanks again for being in the magazine. And
Yeah, of course.
thanks for the support and everything also. So
yeah,
big
honestly,
things
I'm
coming your
supported.
way.
Yeah, honestly, I'm flattered that you wanted me in the magazine. So shout out to you, man. I'll do whatever I gotta do. I want to make sure everybody wins.
Amen to that. Amen. Well, you have a happy, what's today? I don't even know what today
Today's
is.
Wednesday.
That's bad, right? But you have a
entrepreneur.
happy Wednesday. Be blessed. Be safe out there. And like I said, continue your grind. Like you said, never give up. Keep pushing.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day as well.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.